2023, our country has suffered from a large shortage of electricity, which has caused dividends for a while. Power cuts have been frequent, but on that note, in 2017, the government made a decision to find a permanent solution by implementing the Julius Nyerere Power Dam project, which, when completed, will add 2,115 megawatts on the national grid. The good news is that on February 2024, we will officially turn on the first plant, and in March, we shall turn on the second plant. These plants will provide us with a total of 470 megawatts, and that shall make up for the current shortfall, which is only 300 megawatts. This step will go hand in hand in turning on the Rusumo plant, which will add 27 megawatts. It is my belief and the government in general that these steps will bring a permanent solution to the issue of electricity distribution in the country. The government continues to invest in other sources of electricity, such as gas, solar, and wind, to increase the reliability of electricity.
Furthermore, President Samia says that in strengthening the welfare of the people for the year 2023, the government has hired 17,309 medical experts and allocated 190.9 billion shillings to buy medicine and medical equipment.
Ustawi wa watu. Nguvu kubwa iliwekwa kwenye kuimarisha huduma za afya nchini.
A lot of effort was put into strengthening the health welfare in the country by hiring professionals, purchasing medicines, medical equipment, and tools. In 2023, the government hired a total of 17,309 specialists and allocated a total of 190 billion shillings in order to buy medicine. In terms of medical equipment, we have placed 5 MRI and 30 CT scan machines. 32 are in service delivery centers in 24 regions out of 26 regions. We have distributed 23 sets of equipment for newborn and low birth weight babies and issued 125 ultrasound machines. We have also provided 140 machines to scan and treat the initial symptoms of cervical cancer to women, and we have distributed 359 vehicles for transporting patients and coordinating health services throughout the country.
Na uratibu wa huduma za afya kote nchini.
President Samia says in 2024 there will be a commemoration of the 60th anniversary of the Union of Tanganyika and Zanzibar and the 60th anniversary of the Zanzibar Revolution to maintain national unity and social welfare. She also added that in 2024, Tanzania expects to hold local government elections, strengthen the education policy, as well as continue with the process of the new national development vision. To further get an in-depth analysis on President Samia's speech and the government plans for the year 2024, earlier today we spoke to Dr. Hezron Makundi, who is a development studies expert from the University of Dar es Salaam, who starts by elaborating the impact that the Julius Nyerere hydroelectric power project operations will have on development.
As you know, in the past 4 months, we, as a country, faced some deficit of electricity supply, around 300 megawatts. And since the government had foreseen some of these changes, like climate change, etc., and started to build a mega project for hydropower generation, the Julius Nyerere hydropower, now the president has assured that in the early 2024, we are going to have the first turbines to generate electricity from this power station will commence its operations, and therefore will have a significant amount of megawatts, which is even more than the amount which we are facing now as a deficit in the system, to be pumped into the power supply system in the country. So it means we are now going to have we are going to move from the deficit to the net of zero, but also going now into the surplus. And this is very good news. It means early 2024, we are no longer going to have the power rationing in the country. This is very good news for the economy. Electricity users, producers, manufacturers, and everyone in the economy will now have the very important critical infrastructure, the energy infrastructure.
Furthermore, Dr. Makundi elaborates on how the standard gauge railway project operations will spearhead development in the country. while also highlighting areas of investments for both local and international investors and how they can be part of the development process in the year 2024.
It's very efficient, but also it's very important to have more effective and efficient mobility of people and cargo from the main port of Dar es Salaam, but also towards other important parts of the country, including the capital city, Dodoma, but also towards the neighbor countries. As you know, we as a country, in partnership with our neighbor in Burundi, have secured a loan from the African Development Bank to extend the railway from Vinza and Kigoma to Msongati in Burundi, and this will facilitate the transportation of nickel and other minerals, and also the mobility of people and other goods from Burundi, which is a neighbor country, and maybe in the future towards Congo. And this is very important to stimulate the economic development for us. But also, the mobility of people now from Dar es Salaam to Morogoro, but also to Dodoma, is also something very critical, considering these two cities are, one being a commercial biggest cities, but the other one is a national capital. So this is very important infrastructural milestone which we are going to achieve as a nation. As you could see from the speech also, the president indicated that we have increased the trust which we have for our investors. The total amount of investment has increased, I think, by 8%, and the major part of that investment is even the expansion, which means the investors who we already have in the country are also building more trust, and that's why they are increasing their investment. But we also have hope for more investors, considering the economic diplomacy and the engagement of the president, but also the nation, the urge which he also provided to the diplomats who are serving in our embassies across the world, to engage more with investors, but also with the development partners to ensure that we have more investment, and that will stimulate employment creation and other economic opportunities for our nation.
Moreover, Dr. Makundi elaborated about the significance of the 2024 local government elections to the development process.
Reforms, the expansion and the improvement of the voters registration book, but also the bills of laws which the government has tabled to the parliament for discussion and scrutiny, so that we can improve the way we conduct our elections. And this is very important, because then at the grassroots level we are going to have good leaders. The citizens will have opportunities to elect their leaders, and this will mean good governance. And so 2024 and even 2025, where we are going to have the main, the general election for the state, for the nation, we will have good leaders, and this is very important for the nation as a.
The Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Philip Mpango, has called on Tanzanians to maintain peace, unity, and solidarity. The Vice President said this while talking to a congregation after the New Year service in the Catholic Church parish Blessed Maria Teresa Lejochoska of Dodoma. He added that it is important for Tanzanians to condemn all forms of separatism and divisions. The Vice President urged Tanzanians to work hard and maintain discipline to improve their lives at the family level, community, and nation as a whole. The Vice President has instructed public servants and leaders to fulfill their duties properly of serving the people with integrity and justice all the time. The President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, Felix Tshisekedi, has been re-elected for a second term after getting more than 73% of the votes in the December 20th poll. Announcing the results in the capital city, Kinshasa, the head of the country's election commission, Denis Kadima, said Tshisekedi had obtained more than 13 million out of over 18 million valid votes, adding that turnout was more than 43%. Tshisekedi was followed by businessman Moisa Katumbi, who received 18% of the vote, and Martin Fayulu, who received 5%, and the Nobel Peace Prize winner Denis Mukwege, who got less than 1%. Speaking to hundreds who gathered at his campaign headquarters after the announcement, Tshisekedi, flanked by his wife and mother, thanked supporters and promised to speed up programs during his second term to tackle inequalities. President of Zanzibar and the chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, says the leaders are determined to bring about sustainable development that will improve the economic condition for the people and social services. Speaking at the 60th anniversary celebrations of the Revolution of Zanzibar, which involved physical exercises that started from Manarani Kisonge to Amani Stadium, President Mwinyi emphasized that the government has decided to strengthen sports grounds to develop the sector.
Katika awamu zote za utawala, kuanzia awamu ya kwanza, viongozi wetu wamekuwa na dhamira njema.
We have had good intentions to provide the communities with sustainable development, which will raise the economic conditions along with strengthening community services. The government will continue to bring development by strengthening the economic sector and various sport grounds with the aim of improving sports, strengthening physical and mental health, protecting each other against various diseases, bringing unity and solidarity to promote the tourism sector and promote the economy and employment.
The Arusha Regional Police Force says in ensuring that it keeps up with modernity and technological change, considering that the city is the center for tourism in the country. They have come up with a new defense system which uses information and communications technology, ICT. The Arusha Regional Police Commander, Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP Justin Masejo, says that the Arusha Regional Police Force has not been left behind in changes of technology, while noting that it has strengthened defense in the region by using modern systems that will directly identify criminals in the region.
The aim is to ensure that we protect foot patrols and drivers by using information and communication technology unit to ensure that we control crime and ensure the safety of community by using digital city monitoring technology.
Some citizens in the city of Dar es Salaam say that while celebrating the new year, it is important to make sure that one has set their goals for the new year in order to avoid implementing plans without a proper vision. They also stressed that the new year is for changes and new initiatives. Here's a report by Paskazia Bugumba, read by Kanki Moigomole.
It is the 1st of January 2024. This day gives people a chance to wish each other good luck and blessings for the new year. And most people usually come up with new resolutions to follow through as the year goes by. But what do people understand about this day?
First of all, numbers have changed. New year, new things. When new year comes, you have to let it go for the old things from the past that did not help you. The year has changed and you have to change.
I understand. The new year comes with new things. Every year has its own challenges. So every year we must be different from the previous year.
There is a change in numbers. The change of happiness has increased.
And here the citizens give their views on how to celebrate this holiday.
Celebrate in peace and tranquility. Avoid causing accident on the road. The new year means hustle more and set goals early.
Eric Bunono is a psychologist from the University of Dar es Salaam. And here he explains how people have great expectations about the new year and then later on finding themselves going into depression.
If you get lost tonight, you will feel that the year has started off badly because you will believe that this year is your year. It is assumption that this year will be mine and that the last year was not mine. And we have great expectation that within 12 months, our plans will work out smoothly. You can't evaluate if you don't have goals. If you have goals, you will have preparation to implement those goals. You can't evaluate if you don't have goals. If you have goals, you will have preparations to implement those goals. So when the year ends, do an evaluation so that you can rectify the setbacks.
In other words, people say that the new year is the state of letting go of the past and deciding to start over in order to bring about change. So you can start planning your goals for the year 2024 early. I wish you a happy new year and it will be a year of blessings and success for you.
Before we wind up the local news tonight, let us now have a look at our today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Stay tuned for all the latest in international news. And here is international news as compiled by Ramadan Impenda and read by Kanki Moigomole.
The Roman Catholic Church leader, Pope Francis, has urged world leaders to put in place policies that ensure artificial intelligence development will ultimately serve the cause of human fraternity and peace. Pope Francis made his comments at St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican's traditional year-end Vespers of Thanksgiving and says it is his prayer at the start of the new year that the rapid development of forms of artificial intelligence will not increase cases of inequality and injustice or to present in today's world, but will rather help put an end to wars and conflicts and alleviate many forms of suffering that afflict human family. He added that the new digital tool is now changing the face of communications, public administration, education, consumption, personal interactions, and countless of other aspects of daily lives. A powerful earthquake struck central Japan on Monday, triggering warnings for residents to evacuate some areas on its west coast, knocking out power to thousands of homes and disrupting flights and railway services to the affected region. The quake, with a preliminary magnitude of 7.6, triggered waves of around 1 meter along parts of the Sea of Japan coast, with a larger wave expected. The Japanese Meteorological Agency in Japan has issued tsunami warnings for the coastal prefectures of Ishikawa, Niigata and Toyama, marking the first major warnings since the March 2011 earthquake and tsunami that struck northeastern Japan. In comments to the press shortly after the quake struck, Prime Minister Fumio Kishida also warned residents to prepare for more disasters. Russia has also issued tsunami warnings in its far eastern cities of Vladivostok and Nakodka. Israel is withdrawing some forces from Gaza to shift to more targeted operations against Hamas and is partially returning reservists to civilian life to help the economy as the war looks set to last well into the new year. The Israeli officials say topping the Islamist faction remained an objective of the offensive in the Palestinian territory, and that some of the 5 brigades withdrawn will prepare for a possible flare-up of a second front against Hezbollah in Lebanon. The Israeli official said topping the Islamist faction remained an objective of the offensive in the Palestinian territory, and that some of the 5 brigades withdrawn will prepare for the possible flare-up of a second front against Hezbollah in Lebanon. Since launching the war in the retaliation for the cross-border Hamas rampage of October the 7th, Israeli officials have said they would wage it in 3 main stages. The first was intense shelling to clear access routes for ground forces and encourage civilians to evacuate. The second was the invasion that began on October the 27th.
That was international news. Sports news up next. And in sports news, Taifa Stars head coach Adel Amrouche believes that his squad will do better in African Cup of Nations AFCON due to the quality of players he had in the team. Head coach Amruche says that players have big confidence and determination towards the competition, even if they are in tough Group F with big teams like Zambia, Morocco, and Congo DRC.
You see, we got our qualification in Algeria, and Algeria also doing the title and they play World Cup. It's not about that. It's about the spirit. It's about fighting spirit. You know, I respect all these teams. It's big name, but we are Tanzanian. I don't scare. You must have our identity and you must fight to show the people. In football, there are no name. It's the reality in the field. If you want to be, people respect you, you must fight, and the proof for the people, we are big nation of football.
31 Taifa Stars players have traveled to Egypt for camp gearing up for the AFCON scheduled to kick off on January 13th in Ivory Coast, while Taifa Stars' first match will be against Morocco on January 17th. Former Simba Sports Club and national team Taifa Stars midfield Mustafa Hoza urged sports stakeholders in the country to strengthen unity and collaboration for the development of the sports in the country in New Year 2024. Speaking to TBC Sports News reporter during the Coastal Union and African Sports Festival held in Dar es Salaam, Hoza added that working together from grassroots to national level in developing talents will help the country to do well in sports, both local and international tournaments.
Kuna raha fulani kukumbushana mambo ya siku yaliyokuwa yamepita.
We feel happy and joy when we meet together and discuss many things as well as having fun. This is also good to God because we meet to do good things. We help each other as well as strengthening our health. This is a big club and we have unity and cooperation among each other. This is very good for us and sports in general.
Former Coastal Union and African sports players have formed Tanga Veterans aimed at helping each other during the good and bad days, as well as enjoying playing football. That's for sports news. Before we wind up, let's take a look at our weather update for the next 24 hours.
Hello viewers, this is Amina Select from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. Welcome to 24 hours weather forecasting starting from tonight. The wind is expected to flow at the speed of 30 km per hour over the entire coast, and the state of the sea is expected to be moderate. Over the lakes, the wind is expected to flow at the speed of 20 to 10 km per hour, and the state of the lakes are expected to be slight. Rainfall model indicating chance of precipitation in most part of the country, and the heavy one are expected over the southwestern highland toward the southern sector of the country. And for tonight, over the southwestern highland, southern region, southern coast, and southern Morogoro are expected to feature cloudy condition, thunder showers over few areas. Over the west, Lake Victoria Basin, central and northeastern highlands are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over few areas. And the same weather is expected over the northern Morogoro, while over the northern coast are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, rain showers over few areas. And for tomorrow, over the west, central, southwestern highland, Morogoro, southern region, and southern coast are expected to feature cloudy condition, thunder showers over some areas, and sun interval. Over the Lake Victoria Basin and northeastern highlands are expected to feature cloudy condition, thunder showers over few areas, and sun interval. Over the northern coast are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over few areas, and sun periods. Now let's have a look on 4 days weather forecasting. Tanzania Meteorological Authority, thanks for watching and have a good night.
That marks the end of our news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. I'm Agnes Tuniga. Good night.